Finally, I'm live. What an afternoon this has been for the last 45 minutes. We have been very, very patiently trying to bring Sean McNamara into the live stream through our Zoom YouTube live stream connection. And from what I gather, YouTube has been having problems all day. It's just not working there. Sean is no longer with me, and so really, I came on now to apologize to those of you who have been waiting patiently. We'll reschedule Sean McNamara another time. I still don't know what were the technical problems, but I do see that I'm able to connect now with this live stream. And so, since I'm here, and since some of you are there, if I can respond to any questions or comments you may have, let me say this to begin with. People have said, why doesn't Sean McNamara just demonstrate telekinesis live in front of us so we can see it and know that he's real? And let me respond to that. First of all, New Thinking Aloud is not about proving psychic phenomena to you. If you really want proof, you have to dig into the scientific literature. Anything that you see on video it could be faked. And if you saw something really dramatic, you'd probably say, Jeffrey, I thought I could trust Jeffrey all these years, and now I wonder if he's faking things. So, we're a program about understanding, about thinking about these things. Now, Sean does have his own website, and he has made videos demonstrating psychokinesis, and we were going to talk today about remote viewing, and I wanted to share with you the fact that Sean has been successful in winning some lotteries using remote viewing, so I think that's very interesting. Here's a couple of questions. Adam Bell asks, will James Tunney be back on soon? You know, James Tunney lives in Gothenburg, Sweden. I have been in touch with him. Gothenburg is the second largest city in Sweden, but the whole country of Sweden, you may know, never really had much of a lockdown at all. And so, you know, the possibility of him flying to Albuquerque is not going to happen. However, I've been in touch with him. He has a new book coming out, and I do plan to do some Skype interviews with him. He's really one of my favorite people. So yes, I wouldn't say soon. It'll be over a month before he's back on it, maybe a couple months before his new book comes out, but he'll be back. Next question is, do I favor pan psychism over idealism? You know, the problem with all of these metaphysical postulates, whether you're talking about materialism, idealism, panpsychism, dualism, first of all, there are many variations of each of them. And second of all, I tend to be, I have a scientific background. I like to be an empirical person. I don't think we can resolve these things empirically. And furthermore, let me put it this way, my dissertation advisor at Berkeley was a brilliant philosopher, Michael Scriven, and he said, materialism is like imperialism, and that is no matter what new data comes up, the materialistic paradigm will modify itself to accommodate these things. And one way that materialism could probably accommodate consciousness is through hyperdimensions and the mathematical I'd call it a Platonic approach to materialism, thinking about hyperspace. So I lean towards Bernardo Kastrup's idealism. It makes the most sense to me, but I honestly don't think these metaphysical questions can be finally resolved using the conventional scientific method at all. That's my opinion. I don't favor panpsychism over idealism, although it's sometimes hard for me to even tell the two of them apart. Sarah Bearhart says, she really enjoyed my chat on the Ram Dass channel. Well, thank you, Sarah. Alex Rose says, do I believe that Trump knows he is causing unrest? Oh, I don't want to go there. Don't get me started on Trump today. Just Stuff videos. Will Pierre Grimes be back on soon? His talks about dreams are very intriguing. I love Pierre. You know, the last time he was here in Albuquerque, it was, I think over a year ago. The man is 94 years old, and as I recall, he got ill after he left Albuquerque the last time. I'm not sure about his health right now. I should reach out to Pierre, though. So I don't have any plans at this moment to bring Pierre back, but let me check into it. Aaron Chad asks, do I believe in the afterlife? And if so, why? I'm not 100% convinced about the afterlife. I haven't had a near-death experience myself, but I have had many powerful experiences. So I would say, if you ask me about the afterlife, I'd say 99% sure about it. And based on the evidence and based on personal experiences, such as the dream that I had of my great Uncle Harry, which I described in one of the early InPresence videos. In that dream, he came to me and spoke to me in a very penetrating way about my life. And when I woke up from that dream, I was singing and crying at the same time, singing a very sacred Jewish melody that is only sung on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the high Jewish holidays, asking for God's forgiveness. And I wrote home and asked, how's Uncle Harry? I had a dream about him. And my mother called me right away and said, how did you know Uncle Harry just died? So that was pretty convincing for me. Just Stuff videos. Do you have any solid references about dream interpretation? I've read Man and His Symbols by Carl G. Jung, and he states about being cautious with dream interpretation. You know, back in the original Thinking Aloud series, I interviewed Gail Delaney, who was a very skilled psychologist working in the area of dream interpretation. Gail had a very interesting technique where people got together in groups and they'd share their dreams, and then Gail would say, if you want to interpret the dream of another person, the way you do it, and rather than saying, I know what this dream means and you're this and you're that, no, you say, if it were my dream, this is what it would mean. So I do think you need to be cautious, but if you feel like you want to get together with people and engage in interpreting dreams, preface your interpretations with that remark. If it were my dream, this is what it would mean, rather than trying to impose your interpretation on other people, because that's, to put it bluntly, it's none of your business. It's their dream. What's the best technique for lucid dreaming? You know what? There's going to be a video released, I think it's the week after, maybe in 2 weeks from now, with a British fellow named Stefan Zugor. He has a website called How to Lucid. He offers courses and training in lucid dreaming. And we talk about that. The best technique for lucid dreaming is to try and have a lucid dream early in the morning when you have a longer REM sleep cycle.